Are you interested in breaking into the entertainment industry? Backstage catalogs, casting calls for movies, television shows, and other mediums, along with other industry work. Also, you can provide listings for your own projects on there. Backstage is trusted by organizations like Disney, Netflix, and HBO for work on their content. In the description of this video is a link for a special membership deal to join Backstage from me, Ryan Holman. In 1994, Mario Andretti's legendary IndyCar career came to an end. After having started in 1964, he had won 54 races, including the 1969 Indianapolis 500 and a series championship 4 times. Now, this was not the end of Andretti's racing career. After all, he did more than IndyCar, including winning the 1967 Daytona 500 and the 1978 Formula One World Championship. Andretti competed in the 24 Hours of Le Mans 4 times from 1995 to 2000, with a best finish of second in the former year, where he won in the World Sports Car Championship class. These would be the last times Andretti competed in races. However, this was not necessarily going to be the case. In fact, there were 2 times that Andretti nearly returned to IndyCar. Andretti contemplated a return at the 1996 US 500 at Michigan. This was after he stated his opposition to the newly formed Indy Racing League and chose to remain aligned with the Kart World Series in their event at Michigan to compete with the Indianapolis 500. Andretti looked into driving for Newman Haas Racing, the team he drove for from 1983 until the end of his career, if this effort would not interfere with his son Michael's championship hopes. Ultimately, the only driving Andretti did at Michigan was in a camera car for the documentary Super Speedway. In 2003, Andretti had another opportunity to return to IndyCar at the age of 63 years, no less, and this time it actually advanced in a significant way. In the off-season, Michael Andretti purchased a majority ownership in Team Green, the organization he had been driving for, and formed Andretti Green Racing. Tony Kanaan and Dario Franchitti were to be the full-time drivers, with Michael Andretti racing part-time. However, these plans hit a snag early in the season. After 2 races, Franchitti broke his back in a motorcycle crash. Then, at Motegi, the 3rd race, Kuhn was battling with Scott Dixon for the lead with 23 laps to go, when they made contact and crashed. As a result, Kuhn fractured his left arm. In the lead-up to the Indianapolis 500, Andretti Green was potentially without 2 of their drivers. In this situation, it was decided that Mario Andretti would drive Kuhn's car for a time. He would do so at a test session in April and then practice and qualifying for the 500 itself, but Kuhn would drive in the race. Andretti himself twice required a different driver to qualify his car at Indianapolis, Mike Hiss in 1978 and Wally Dallenbach in 1981. Due to scheduling conflicts with Formula One, Kuhn would start the car at the rear of the field. To be clear, there were no plans, at least at this point, for Andretti to actually drive in the race. Regardless, if he were to qualify as a 63-year-old, Andretti would be the oldest driver to qualify for the 500, breaking AJ Foyt's record from 1992, when he was 57 years old. Andretti's first time in the car would be on April 23rd. In the morning session, he had a fastest lap of 212.509 miles per hour. By the afternoon session, Andretti was up to 223 miles per hour. Although this speed is quick overall, it would have been about 3.5 miles per hour too slow to qualify for the 2002 500. Even with this improving speed, Andretti stated he was not completely comfortable in the car. For the day, Andretti did 82 laps and his speed was continuing to climb. The best lap he had was at 225.400 miles per hour. As a 4-lap average speed, this speed would have been the 26th fastest for the 2003 500, enough to solidly qualify for the 33-car field. Andretti also reported being much more comfortable with the car. There even started to be rumors that he would compete in the race itself. In any case, what happened in the last part of Andretti's IndyCar return would be what would make him memorable. With less than 5 minutes left in the session, Kenny Brack crashed in Turn 1, causing debris to litter the track. Andretti entered the area at full speed, as he thought that the reason the caution light being displayed was for the session ending, not an issue on the track. Once Andretti was in the area, his car made contact with debris, causing him to start flipping vertically. Miraculously, the car landed upright and Andretti's only injury was a cut on his chin. Initially, he indicated he would still be willing to qualify the car. However, the next day, Andretti decided not to go through with this. Even then, Kuhn was able to recover in time to qualify his car in second place for the 500, where he ultimately finished third. Meanwhile, Robbie Gordon was hired to replace Franchitti for Indianapolis, as part of him doing the double, by also racing at the World 600 on the same day as the 500. This time period in April 2003 would be the last time that Mario Andretti seriously attempted to return to professional racing. From 2010 to 2020, he drove a special two-seat car prior to certain IndyCar races, including Indianapolis from 2011 to 2020. A special guest, such as a celebrity, dignitary, or lucky fan, would be in the passenger seat. Mario Andretti's attempt to return to IndyCar may not have ended in a great way, but it was a notable thing. Flow Racing is the home of live and on-demand racing content from NASCAR, USAC Racing, the Chili Bowl Nationals, the All-Star Circuit of Champions, and more. This includes events, original programming, rankings, and behind-the-scenes footage. Go to the link below, also in the description and pinned comment, for a special subscription sign-up from me, Ryan Holman. Monthly subscription rates start at $12.50 per month. Now we're off to the races.